Today was the first real day where I actually sat down and started working on the formatting for the book. This has been a bit of an interesting challenge. It was definitely a bit of a hectic morning, trying to figure everything out. Even despite my best efforts and despite maybe my creative inclinations, this was pretty tough. This was pretty tough to figure this out. And I find that I am the sort of person that when I decide to do something, I will jump right in and start doing it, and then just start making a bunch of corrections as I go along. I feel like there are two types of people, and you're either like me and you do that, or you sort of plan everything out and get everything exact first, and then you jump right, then you start to get to work once everything's been properly planned out. I am not a planner. With my books, I am. My books, with my novel, obviously, I am. But most things in life, I pretty much jump right in and then just kind of figure it out as I go along. I don't think it's the best method, because you end up kind of like when you sort of pants a novel. There's a lot of revision, there's a lot of reworking, there's a lot of backtracking and extra steps you got to do to kind of correct a lot of the mistakes that are going to come up because you didn't properly plan in the first place. That's kind of, I suppose, the trade-off, basically. But for me, it's all about the action. It's all about getting in and doing it, and kind of learning as you go. And I think if you can be the sort of person that jumps into these things and you can take a lot of lessons away from it, like actually, go through and go, oh, I made that mistake, all right, don't do that again. It can be a better way of ingraining certain ideas and certain lessons, as opposed to maybe plotting things out ahead of time and then just basically avoiding them, or hope you avoid them as you go along. But I've got to be the person that's in the thick of it. So today was all about that. You can see me on the screen there, like just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Trying to figure out, like I was stuck at one point. I was working on doing just basic formatting of just getting my I guess, I'm not sure what the proper term is. I suppose the terminology would be typesetting. Just doing the typesetting of trying to get just the sentences to look good on the page, and we're talking about the first couple pages here, and how how challenging it is. But I'm feeling like there's a lot of advantage, though. I'm feeling long term we got a big advantage going into this thing, which is I can do it my way, however I want, which is kind of why I went through this process. Hiring out, subcontracting, delegating, those are very good tactics to use when it comes to the process, especially when it comes to things you don't like doing or things you're inexperienced doing. It can be great. But if there's something that you want to be done precisely correct, something that you want to be done in a very specific way, and others don't necessarily share that vision, and you don't, and even more importantly, if you're kind of a situation like me where you don't necessarily have a whole lot of funds to put towards the self-publishing process, you've got to do it yourself, and you have to recognize that you are the one that's getting this done. It's not getting done with anybody else's help but yourself. And I think for me, that was what this whole morning really has been. It's just been reminding myself, okay, you get the advantage. The story can be any way you want. It can look any way you want, but you're going to be suffering here. It's going to be arduous, at least at the beginning. So we'll see. I guess looking ahead, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this story done, or I guess formatted. Once I do, I suppose that takes us to the final steps and the last things that seem relatively simple and relatively easy in comparison, because at that point it's just a matter of getting the book cover, getting the account set up, getting the ISBNs, all that stuff. Very, very simple kind of paperwork level things, I suppose. The cover would be the only thing that requires any further creativity or collaboration. But we'll see. We'll see. If I've given myself the whole summer to get this thing done, I've got 2 months. So let's hope. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you all tomorrow.